Hello, everyone, and welcome to the St. Francis Prep Virtual College Fair. We're so excited to have you participating in this event this evening. We have some fantastic schools here with us today. My name is Clarissa, and I will be your facilitator today. Before we get started, there are just a few housekeeping items. Your camera and microphone are turned off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to ask questions to our presenters at any time during the session. If you also have a question for a specific school, be sure to mention them within your question. This is also just one of many sessions happening this evening, so be sure to go back to the schedule to sign up for some additional info sessions. This presentation is also being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/SFP. Now, without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to our first school, which is SUNY Buffalo College.
Hello, everyone. Welcome for joining tonight. I will start sharing my screen, so you all should be able to see that. And if not, please let me know. But again, thank you so much for joining. And let's see if I can hit the button here to go in presentation mode. If not, let's try one more time. Usually there's always some type of technical difficulties, but here we are. Again, my name is Siobhan. I am the representative for SUNY Buffalo State. So again, I welcome you all tonight. I also want to start out with saying I am the product of SUNY Buffalo State College. I went here for my undergraduate degree as well as my master's degree in higher education. So let's get started. So I will talk to you all and give you an overview about the programs of study, the location, our size here. We consider ourselves a mid-sized school, so not too big or not too small. We are a university college, and what you will hear amongst all of our SUNY reps is that we are one of 64 campuses, so we all work together with each other, but this is when you will definitely try and find your fit by doing your research and seeing which school best fits you. Our diversity, the campus life, some athletic programs if you're interested in athletics, research opportunities, as well as the cost of attendance. So definitely keep these things in mind when you are listening to everyone as well as us. And if you have any questions, we will make sure to answer those after. So with the size of our institution, as mentioned, we are a mid-sized school, so we have about 8,300 students here. Majority of those students are undergraduate students. In the middle, for campus diversity, we consider ourselves a diverse campus. Majority of our students do come from the New York City area, but we have all walks of life. As mentioned before, you will find your fit here at Buffalo State, but make sure that you are getting involved on campus, such as clubs and organizations. And then for programs of study. So if you are interested in research or anything like that, we make sure that students are getting involved that way with the academics. And outside of the classroom, we do have a certain program and a research creativity conference to make sure that you're getting all the information that you need to. So with that being said, I will go to the next slide here. So the type of institution that we are, so we are a university college amongst some other SUNY schools here. We are located in Buffalo, New York. So depending on where you are tuning in from, make sure that you GPS to see how far we are away from you. So say, for example, I myself am not a native from Buffalo, but am a native from Albany, New York. So it's about 4.5 hours away from there. So if you are looking to still be in the state of New York, get that in-state tuition, that will definitely be something that you're considering when looking at schools as well. And speaking of cost of attendance, so you did see there on some previous slides that our tuition and student fees come to about $8,400. But in total, with the lodging and meals, it would come to $22,000 for a full annual school year. So when you are researching, you definitely want to look into FAFSA, which is the free application for federal student aid, as well as TAP, tuition assistance program, which that is named after, and then the Excelsior Scholarship. So there are a lot of things that you can look into to help cover all of those fees. Another thing that you should be mindful of is scholarship opportunities. So make sure that you are either applying for scholarships, and within our office here at Buffalo State, we have merit-based scholarships. We are Division III, so we don't have any athletic scholarships. So I always want to mention that to students. So speaking of our athletic programs, as mentioned, Division III. So for athletics, both men's and women's here. So for men's, we have indoor and outdoor track and field, hockey, basketball. And then for our women's, we have cheerleading, volleyball, softball, as well as indoor and outdoor track and field. If you are interested in athletics, make sure that you're letting the coaches know in advance so you can give that interest. Say, for example, with football, you have to let the coaches know in advance that you're interested in that. You will be conditioning earlier in the summer with your cohort and group of students there. So that's something to keep in mind. Now in the middle there with hands-on learning, I did speak a little bit about research. So you would be doing that outside of the classroom. And then another thing to keep in mind is internship opportunities. So that's to get your practical experience here while seeing if this is the profession that you want to get into. So this is something that helps a lot of students to gear if they want to go in that career or not. So make sure that you're in a particular major that you're interested in, and then getting that practical experience, which would be internship opportunities. We make sure to give students all these resources and that you're getting all of the experience that you need. Then on the last picture there, campus life. It's very, very important to get involved on campus. So this is something that I always stress to my students, whether that be an academic club or maybe a social club. But we have a variety of activities that you can get involved in, as well as Greek life. So we have both fraternities and sororities here on our campus. If you are interested in any of those, make sure that you're visiting our website and looking at those that you're interested in, and we can always assist you there and steer you in the right direction. Now, here are some other pictures here that you can skim at. I'll mention a little bit about that, but definitely if you're interested in Buffalo State, please ask us any questions, and thank you all for joining me tonight and listening to me today. So have a good one, and any questions, please let me know.
Thank you so much for your presentation, SUNY Buffalo. Up next, we have SUNY Farmingdale.
Hey everyone, my name is Ray Weber. I'm an admissions counselor here with Farmingdale State College. Those that don't know, Farmingdale State College is the oldest public college on Long Island. We were founded all the way back in 1912 as the New York State School of Agriculture. But in 2021, we pride ourselves in being the largest applied science and technology college within the entire SUNY system. So we have about 10,000 students on campus. Don't let that number scare you. Our average class size is only going to be about 23 students per class. That being said, your largest lecture hall on campus might have around 50 to 60 students. That is our max capacity. We are not one of those schools that throws you into a lecture hall with 300, 400, 500 students. You're going to know your professor, and whether or not you like it, your professor will know you. We are about 47% ethnically diverse, and our freshman retention rate is around 83%. So I'm going to walk you through a few of our majors, going to kind of breeze by. True to our foundation as a school of agriculture, we do have a few horticultural programs on campus and associate and bachelor level options. We also have a great visual communications program, which has a focus in graphic design. Our students have internship and job opportunities with Nike, Amazon, Disney, all as graphic designers. Moving on to some of our business programs, believe it or not, business management is our most popular program amongst our 10,000 students because there are so many different opportunities with that. You're going to have a concentration in either accounting, marketing, management, maybe global management. You can also have a concentration in sport management. Maybe you want to major in sport management. A lot of connections with Madison Square Garden, the Barclays Center, the Long Island Ducks. So there are plenty of things to do with that degree. Moving on to our technology programs, we have computer engineering technology. That's going to focus more on the hardware aspect of computers, computer programming, working on the software aspect and design. A brand new program that we brought in just last year is computer science. That is for the student that likes thinking abstractly. It's all theoretical. Don't get caught up in titles, right? A lot of students get caught up in titles and they wind up hindering themselves. We have a program called computer security technology. You may know that as cybersecurity. So again, don't get caught up in titles because different schools might refer to the same program as something different. Few programs within criminal justice as well. We have associates and bachelor's levels options. That police courts and corrections program is relatively new at Farmingdale. And this is more of a vague criminal justice degree that's going to work well for someone that wants to be in law enforcement. Maybe they want to work on policy change or victim advocacy. They can major in that and go on to either grad school or the workforce. Law enforcement technology focuses more on the forensic technology portion of law enforcement. Moving on to our School of Engineering Technology, you see a lot of engineering technology programs here. Believe it or not, we are one of the top 5 schools in the nation for producing engineering technicians or engineering technologists. We're also one of the top 5 schools in the nation for producing women in engineering technology. So we are well established there. We have a variety of options, whether it be architectural, civil, electrical, industrial, mechanical. The list goes on. They're all ABET accredited. We are also one of the only 4-year schools that has a 4-year professional pilot program. That's actually one of our planes there in the center. So maybe you want to fly one day. You could also do aviation administration, as a degree to fall back on, and you could take flight classes outside of that major as well. Some of our programs within health and wellness, just so you know, we have one of the best dental hygiene programs in the country, one of the best nursing programs in the state. That being said, they are very, very competitive. So I highly recommend attending an info session just specific to our school if you're interested in those programs. But maybe you're interested in the health sciences in general. You can go into applied gerontology if you know you want to work on a geriatric floor in an assisted living center. Bioscience is a good pre-med program. Is that your only option? No, we don't get caught up in titles. You can do nutrition science, you could do health promotion and wellness, depending on what your goal is. For pre-med, you can start out in a different spot and use it as a stepping stone moving forward. Let's say you're undecided. You could always start out in liberal arts and sciences, or maybe you just want that associate's degree and you want out of school. That's fine too. Most students do use that liberal arts and sciences degree at FSC as a stepping stone. Maybe they don't have the GPA to get into the program of their first choice, or maybe they're just unsure of what to do. Starting in liberal arts and sciences will let you take your general education requirements, work with an advisor, and figure out what is a good fit for you. We have tons of student support services on campus. The reason that close to 90% of our students are employed within 6 months of graduation, yes, they are hard workers, but we also have a wide array of support services on campus to help students graduate, whether that be advising, psychological counseling. We have the Nexus Center. They have internships and job opportunities. There's always someone there. You just need to ask around in the right places. We do have a thriving student life at FSC. We have about 70 clubs and organizations, all based in different things. We have some academic pre-professional clubs. We also do have Greek life, I believe 5 fraternities and 4 sororities. We also have a great esports team, very well known on Long Island. I think we just won a national championship in Super Smash Bros, which is pretty cool. They are going on strong, and you could always start your own club if there's something that we don't offer already. We are NCAA Division III, so we have 9 men's teams, 9 women's teams. Not going to be able to offer many scholarships for our athletics. So these are just students that are doing it for fun. We also have some pretty well-known club sports. As far as admissions requirements go, our general admissions requirement is around an 85. Less competitive programs like liberal arts and sciences, that just requires an overall 80 high school GPA. But the more competitive programs like nursing, dental hygiene, professional pilot, those programs require at least a 90 overall GPA. And from there, you are ranked. What will be required of you? We just need your application and official transcripts from each school you've attended. We are SAT optional for those that are applying to the fall 22 semester, so you don't need to worry about that. And here is our contact information. If you have any questions or concerns, don't hesitate to reach out to us, and feel free to throw some questions into the chat box. Thanks for your time, y'all.
Thank you for your presentation, SUNY Farmingdale. Up next, we have SUNY Cortland.
Hi, everyone. My name is Carmen Wingard. I am a senior advisor here at SUNY Cortland. We want to thank you all for taking the time. I'm going to begin my presentation to go over a couple key things about the college that we think may be important for you. And again, my name is Carmen, senior advisor. I'm originally from Buffalo, New York, but I primarily recruit the New York City area and have been to your high school numerous times and really do enjoy my time speaking with all the students there as well as your counselors. Cortland, we are a medium-sized university college. Total enrollment is about 6,800 students. About 6,200 of those students are undergraduates. The rest are comprised of our graduate schools, graduate students. Last fall, or this past fall, we just brought in a freshman class of about 1,300 and a transfer class of about 530. So you can see close to 2,000 new students on our campus every single day or every single year. Our average class size is about 23 students per class. So with a campus of about 6,800 and a class size of about 23, our students really do enjoy what they like to call the best of both worlds, where you have socially a lot of students to interact with. You can see a different face every day of the semester if you wanted to, but academically, you bring it back home to a school that's very similar to a lot smaller school than what we are. Location. So we are about, I would say 3.5 to 4 hours away from New York City, smack dab right in the middle of New York State. Roughly, we're about 20 to 45 minutes away from more metropolitan urban areas such as Syracuse, Ithaca, and Binghamton. So if you have friends, family, or just want to venture in a different place, you certainly can do that very easily. We were ranked the #1 safest campus in New York State as of last year, which is something that we have a lot of pride in, especially I'm sure parents would also appreciate that stat as well. We're very diverse. We're represented by 33 different states and 54 different countries. We have about a 27% student of color population on our campus. And we're represented by every county from New York State as well. When it comes to majors, we have about 68 different programs that you can choose from. Teacher certification programs or education programs are always going to be our staple. And we offer everything from early childhood ed all the way through adolescent education. So regardless of what you want to teach, pre-K all the way through high school, health education, physical education, we have that to offer. We also have a great sports management program. We have the first sports management program within SUNY. We offer it at the undergraduate and graduate level, and both of those programs are ranked in the top 10 in the country. We have a great exercise science program that's really blossomed over the last few years. So for those students who want to possibly go into athletic training, physical therapy, kinesiology, strength and conditioning, that would be a wonderful program for you. And to round out our top 5, also come into play will be criminology, our business economics program, and also psychology. But we also encourage a lot of students, especially for the format of this presentation, just to go visit our website. You can find out a lot more about the major and as well as what our students are doing. Living on campus. So we have 17 different residence halls, and about half of our campus does live on in our residence halls. So you have to live on campus for at least the first 2 years. After that, you can apply to move off campus. And we have a great relationship with a number of different off-campus landlords that we also provide information for you. We have a number of different dining facilities on campus, about 10. We have an all-you-care-to-eat meal plan, meaning that you can wake up any time of the day. They open at 6 a.m. They close at 12, our dining halls, and be able to eat as many times as you want, as often as you want. In terms of interaction on campus, we have 80 different clubs and organizations, everything from academics to arts, all the way to service and religion. We also are a Division III institution. So we have 25 different varsity sports, 40 different club sports, and there's also 60 different intramural sports. So regardless of what you're looking to do while you're here on campus, we have that opportunity provided for you. And then just to showcase some of our facilities, we invested about $250 million over the last decade in our campus. One of those are highlighted by a $65 million student life center, has everything that you can think of health and wellness, physical fitness. You can also hire a trainer, a nutritionist to kind of meet any kind of fitness goals that you have. But our students and faculty and staff get a lot of usage out of this. Close to 3,000 people on a daily basis are interacting in our student life center. In terms of a little bit of criteria, our first year students are going to have at least, or they're going to have 4 years of English and social studies, at least 3 years of math and science. and foreign language. Our average student has, I would say, a B average. So if you're somewhere in that 86 to 92 unweighted GPA range, B minus to a B plus, or about 3.0 to a 3.4, I feel very comfortable about applying to Cortland. Obviously, with the rest of the SUNYs, we will be test optional for the 2021-2022 school year. In terms of expenses, we're about $22,000 in all. That's with tuition about $7,000, which is going to be universal for all the four-year schools within the SUNY system. Our fees are about $1,700, and our room and board is about $13,000, bringing to that total. We also do give a number of scholarships, merit-based and non-merit-based, ranging from anywhere from $500 to about $5,000 per year. Some key deadlines to keep in mind: we have an early action process. So if you apply by November 15th, you'll get a decision by January 1st. If you don't want to apply early action, you can apply in the first week of December. You'll get a decision early spring. And then our deposits are due by May 1st, which is pretty universal across the country. And if you do have questions, again, my name is Carmen. You can always reach our office at admissions@cortland.edu or at the phone number listed above. Thank you.
Thank you very much, SUNY Cortland. As a reminder to everybody, if you guys do have questions for any of the schools you are seeing today, definitely don't hesitate to drop those in the Q&A down below. Up next, we have SUNY Oswego.
Thank you for having me today. My name is Will DeFries. I am an admissions counselor, regional admissions counselor here at SUNY Oswego. So SUNY Oswego was founded in 1861 as originally a teaching school. We're located on 700 acres, located on Lake Ontario in central New York. Our total undergraduate enrollment is approximately 6,800 students, and we are the sixth largest SUNY campus. 96%, not 95, but 96% of our graduates are employed or in graduate school. And by employed, I mean they are employed in a field of which they studied at SUNY Oswego. We have 4 different schools within our college. We have the School of Liberal Arts and Sciences, which is our largest school, has over 44 majors and a plethora of different minors. These range from your sociology, psychology, biology, biochemistry, all the way to your languages, the STEM fields, if you like engineering, along with zoology. We have the only program in the SUNY system. Next, we have our School of Business. Our School of Business has 7 different majors, also a bunch of minors as well. It is accredited by the AACSB, and only 5% of business schools internationally have this accreditation. Next is a School of Communication, Media, and the Arts. We have graphic design, broadcast, and mass communication as a top 5 program in the nation. Arts, music, and a whole lot of other degrees. And then lastly, we have the School of Education, which we have every single type of education program, excluding physical education and also early childhood education. Now, here's a picture of where we are located in central New York, right on Lake Ontario. We have a mile of waterfront property. It's absolutely gorgeous. We're 45 minutes from Syracuse, about 3.5 hours from Buffalo. For those of you who are located out of state, there's an airport in Syracuse, so it's fairly easy to get to. But you can get there by train, bus, car, and first-year students are allowed to have vehicles on campus. So experiential learning. A lot of students are interested in potentially studying abroad, doing internships, co-ops, volunteering. SUNY Oswego is ranked #2 in the SUNY system for opportunities for students to study abroad, and also #1 in the Northeast for students of diverse backgrounds to study abroad. We have over 80 different study abroad programs, and 20% of our students annually study abroad. In terms of internships, over 1,200 students partake in internships and co-ops annually, and 40% of our students complete 2 by the time they graduate. And lastly, our students annually conduct about 44,000 hours of community service each year. We have 200 clubs and activities on campus. These range from clubs within your major to clubs that are multicultural, gender-based, religious-based, really unique clubs, esports, paintball, ski and snowboard, fishing, outdoors clubs. So there's a lot of opportunities for you to get involved. We are NCAA Division III, and we're part of the SUNYAC Conference, which some people consider it the toughest conference within the NCAA division. And those 24 sports, we have everything excluding men's volleyball and also football. Our most popular sports are definitely the hockey team, baseball, soccer, and basketball. We also have 19 competitive club sports, and 2/3 of our students are participate in intramural and recreational sports. Maybe you don't want to, that's fine as well. You always can go to Lee Hall. Make sure you take advantage of the gym. We have 2 different pools on campus and 2 different weight rooms as well. Now we have 13 residence halls and also townhouses included. We are a very residential college, which means students tend to not go home on the weekends. They stay over the weekend and participate in a lot of different activities. As a first-year student, you'd have the choice of 9 different residence halls. If you're a transfer, you have a choice between all of those 13, including the townhouses as well. We have 5 different dining halls on campus. These range, and they have special stations at each one. We like to recycle the menu every 2 to 3 weeks, which you can look at that online. We also have a full-time registered dietitian that you can meet with if you have any food allergies to make sure there's something you can eat on campus. There's also 10 different cafes, so it's a total of 15 different dining locations, whether you want a bite to eat, maybe just a bagel, maybe a cup of Starbucks coffee. And there's also off-campus dining locations you can eat at as well by using those Laker dollars. And like all SUNY schools, we have state troopers, we have university policemen, so we do not have security. As for when you're applying, 60% of the students use Common App, 40% use the SUNY app. Early action, you must apply by November 15th, and you'll get a decision back by December 15th. I recommend applying before January, because if you wait till after January 15th, you're not going to be considered for priority scholarships. These are our merit-based scholarships, which we range from around $2,000 annually to $5,000 annually. And additionally, we have foundation scholarships, which you can apply for after you're accepted. Now, as a first-year student, you're going to need a high school transcript, letter of recommendation, at least 1 letter of recommendation. We usually recommend 2 or 3, and then your college essay. And I know there's 6 different prompts this year, and we are ACT and SAT optional. Our medium GPA is around a 91, and the SAT for this last year for students who did submit it was an 1190, and the ACT was a 26. Now, these are the annual costs for SUNY Oswego for in-state and out-of-state. The really unique thing that we offer is a room and board freeze. So we freeze that price of room and board. So from your first year to your last year, it does not increase. And thank you for having me. If you have any questions, please go to SUNY Oswego, go to the admissions page and go down to contact, and you can reach us. Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation, SUNY Oswego. According to our agenda, the next school is supposed to be Nassau Community College, but unfortunately they are unable to be here with us today. So they have asked any interested students to go directly to their website and contact them via the admissions link. Up next, we'll be going to SUNY Maritime College.
Hey everyone, how's it going? My name is Alex El-Halou. I'm the Assistant Director of Admissions here at SUNY Maritime College. I am joined by Natea Monroe.
Hello.
Our admissions counselor. Okay, so you guys are definitely seeing this in probably a different type of view, but this will be fine. So I asked Natea if I can speak on behalf of Maritime because I like to talk, but this way you guys can meet the counselor that you'll be working with.
Yes.
But SUNY Maritime College, we are located in the Bronx, Throgs Neck, New York, under the Throgs Neck Bridge. This is a picture of our campus. And you can see our beautiful federal ship, dorms in the center, and 2 fields, baseball and a football, soccer / lacrosse field that has a beautiful view of the city. A little bit about Maritime College. We are the 2nd smallest SUNY, so we have about 1,800 or so students, which means that every course that you are taking, you have that personal touch with your professor. So each class is a ratio of 16:1 with an average class size of about 21. Depending on the course that you are in, you can be in a class of potentially 22, 23 students down to about 4 or 5, really depending on the course that you're in and what level and year that you're in it. So usually when you're a senior or junior, those are when the classes get a little bit smaller. We have 14 academic Division III programs. That has changed from last year where we now have women's basketball, which is pretty awesome. We have about 80 or so student clubs and organizations which grow every year. If there's a club that you want, just like any school, you and 9 other students plus a advisor, so a faculty or staff member, can create a club. For our school, we usually do this around October. We have 13 nationally recognized programs. Here are our programs, 5 of which are ABET accredited. Those are our engineering programs. Our engineering programs are bachelors of engineering. That is the highest level of engineering you can get at a bachelor's level. So when you're looking at engineering programs, getting that BE and that ABET accreditation is kind of like the golden ticket when you're starting to look for jobs. We offer electrical, facility, marine, mechanical, naval architecture, and we have a bunch of other Bachelor of Science programs. So 3 business, 1 science, 1 humanities. So for our business, international transportation and trade, marine operations, marine transportation, all really focusing on the logistics and operations of the shipping industry. It's an e-commerce degree, so you're really dealing with the global market. So you can kind of use that business degree anywhere. And for our science degree, we have marine environmental science, where you'll have a focus in oceanography, meteorology, or marine bio. Some students really like to take advantage of it and will do both, but it is a lot of work. And we have maritime studies, which is really the history of the maritime industry. And then our associates program, so associates in applied science, that is our maritime technology program, and that is a fully licensed program. So when you hear licensed, we offer at SUNY Maritime, since we're a college of technology, 100% of students have to complete a professional experience, whether that is an internship or a U.S. Coast Guard license. So U.S. Coast Guard license is basically a license that allows you to work on a commercial vessel. It does not mean you have to go into the military because it's not associated with the military, but essentially you get this extra accreditation on top of your degree that will allow you to apply for jobs on sea as well as on land, like any other student that would receive a bachelor's degree. Students that don't go the route of receiving a Coast Guard license will go into the route of getting a internship. So for a Bachelor of Science program, you will receive 1 internship. Through the engineering program, you will go through 2. Some students like to add an additional, so for Bachelor of Science, they will do 2, and for the engineering, they will do 3. But the regiment of cadets, which you see in the center, that is a particular lifestyle on campus. That is students that will wear uniforms and will have a more disciplined type of lifestyle. They have to live on campus, while the civilian students, which are every traditional student, don't really have to. They can either live on campus or commute. So you can see that with the regiment of cadets, you have 2 options, the license or civilian option, the internship option, versus if you're in the U.S. Coast Guard license, you have to be in the regiment. And if you're in a professional internship, if you're a civilian, you have to be in the internship option. If you have more questions about that, I will go to the next slide, but I know it's very complicated, so you can feel free to shoot me an email later, which I'll share at the end. We are located on the SUNY app and the Common app, both of which there will be a certain application that you would have to use, which an essay attached to it, and then you would have your counselor or college guidance counselor or advisor send us the high school transcript and a letter of recommendation. We are test optional for 422 and 23, like every SUNY. So you can choose whether or not you want to submit your SAT scores. Here's a quick look at our engineering program, Bachelor of Science program, our early decision deadline, which is a binding decision that you want to attend SUNY Maritime 100%, November 1st. And then the traditional deadline is January 31st. We do offer an EOP program, which I won't go too into, but if you have questions, you can shoot me an email at the end. I do want to make sure you guys get my contact information, so you can email me, you can schedule a Zoom with me if you'd like, you can give me a call, you can reach out to us on social media. I highly recommend that you add us on social media because we are very active and we do promote a lot of different things that are going on campus. But that's my time, so thank you guys.
Thank you for your presentation, SUNY Maritime. We do still have a few minutes left in our programming, so we are going to do a quick round robin Q&A. So I'm going to share my screen. I am going to have all of our institutions here today answer the question, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? And we will be going in presentation order. So we were going to start with SUNY Buffalo State.
Hello again, everyone. So the advice that I would give all students who are going through the college search process is to start early. So make sure that you are doing your research, looking for the specific programs that the institutions have, as well as applying either through the SUNY app or the Common Application with the help of your college advisor. So that would be a little tip and advice from me.
SUNY Farmingdale.
Hey folks, so my best piece of advice giving to some high school students, it would be to apply to as many scholarships as humanly possible. I was a first generation college student myself, coming from a low income family, and no one told me at 18 years old what a scholarship was or how to apply for it. So now you can't say that that never happened to you. I told you, keep in mind that each college usually hands out scholarships, but there are a wide array of scholarship resources online, fastweb.com, unigo.com, capex.com, dosomething.org. There is so much money out there. So the best thing that you could do for yourself is apply to as many scholarships as possible.
SUNY Cortland.
Hi, everybody. Carmen Wingard again. My biggest piece of advice for first-year students would be to become as knowledgeable as you can about the schools that you're interested in. And that would consist of finding out the most information and actually getting a good feel for the campus. You can visit the schools. If you're not comfortable or don't have the ability to physically visit, a number of us are doing enough virtual opportunities and informational sessions and presentations where you can speak with students, speak with the departments, but you want to feel 100% confident that you're making the right choice. Now, related to almost buying a car, you wouldn't buy a car, make a big purchase without test driving it. So to visit the campus and to become thorough, that's your test drive right there. So good luck.
SUNY Oswego.
Thanks, Will DeFries again. I'm going to reiterate what Carmen said, making sure you're familiar and you're comfortable with that campus. I tell students to write down at least 5 things they're looking for in their college experience. And if a school that you're possibly going to be attending checks those boxes, then maybe it's going to be a great fit for you. But if you're going through a school and it only checks 3 out of 5 of the things you're really looking forward to with your college experience, maybe you need to keep looking and continuing that college search.
And SUNY Maritime.
So I'm going to piggyback off of this, engage with campus train. Really look at the schools and try to engage with the campus by visiting. When you walk around campus, you'll know if this is the place that you want to spend the next 4 years. If you can't make it at campus, fortunately enough, we are in a world where you can now do virtual tours. You can schedule Zooms with a counselor, talk with your rep, get to know them. They will help you out. They are here to get you into a university, whether it's theirs or someone that they may know. Earlier, before you guys came on, Will, Carmen, and myself were all joking around because we're all really good friends. And if we know that you might be a good fit or you're really interested in one of those schools and you have that relationship with us, we will put you in connection with them.
Thank you everyone for those wonderful pieces of advice. We have come to the close of our programming for today, so I'd like to thank everybody for joining us. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 5-question survey, and we would appreciate any feedback you can provide to us. We also encourage you to go back to the schedule and sign up for more sessions. There are 2 more hours up next, so definitely go check it out. And again, this session was recorded and you'll be able to find it on the website called strivescan.com/SFP. Again, thank you for joining us and have a great evening.